So I'm here at the dog park and just heard a really beautiful story, but she didn't want to be filmed, of a woman who adopted two dogs, one from Gaza and one from Yehuda v'Shimron. And she told me a horrific tale of soldiers that found a wounded dog tied to a wall in a building that might have been filled with explosives. And the soldiers take out so many puppies and dogs that they find there because they're so severely abused. And, you can't take children, but I really wish for the children of Gaza to be rescued too from their parents. Because I'm thinking as a mother, what kind of parents don't make sure the kids have shelter? You live in a war zone because, when the terrorists invaded Israel, what did they think? I mean, I assume they have average intelligence. So, for every action, there is a reaction. And Israel has a very strong army, maybe one of the best in the world. And it didn't come automatically, by the way. It comes from the need and the wish and the motivation to protect our people. It just didn't come automatically. And America is not doing the work for us. There is a cooperation, but that's because America needs Israel in the Middle East. Otherwise, they have to send American soldiers to fight the Hamas. So Israel is being used by America and the free world to be a buffer zone against these terrorists who did 9/11. You've seen the films of people celebrating in Gaza and in the Arab territories, Palestinian territories. Look, I'm not going to generalize all Arabs, but you have to admit that there's a problem in the Arab world. The way they treat people, the way they treat animals. I mean, the head of the Hamas was given life sentence in Israeli prison. I forget his name at the moment, but the head of the Hamas, the one that Israeli doctors saved, they operated on him. He had a brain tumor, which can explain a lot of his crazy behavior maybe, but it is cultural as well. This focus on destroying other people also made it that he executed Palestinian people who were suspected, I'm stressing suspected, of collaborating with Israel. They do a field trial and they abuse them for days. He's a psychopath. Maybe it has to do with his brain, I don't know, but there are too many psychopaths there. And when you have a child and you send him to a school to be taught Adolf Hitler's ideology, I mean, let's say you don't know anything. I mean, what do you want? The kid to go to Germany? Let's say he goes to Germany and he has a Nazi ideology taught to him. I mean, the Germans don't accept it. They don't teach their kids this ideology anymore, for the most part. Maybe there's a small minority, I don't know. Fascism exists throughout the free world. But let's focus on the fact that the education system in Gaza and East Jerusalem taught kids to hate Israelis, to hate other people, to generalize and hate all Israelis, all Jews. And the way they treat animals is when a child grows up treating animals like a piece of shit and abusing them and ignoring the fact that they have emotions, they have feelings, it's never good. Not only Palestinians, but anyone who does it. But they really have nothing for dogs, nothing. They spend all their money on terror tunnels. They don't spend any money for compassion, because compassion, though in theory, any religion should stress compassion, right? You can listen at the school here. They play Imagine by John Lennon. And they don't play that in Arab schools. Maybe they play songs of conquering the land and I don't know. Thing is, no matter what happened, there's no way you can justify October 7th massacres. And the fact that the free world expects Israel to just stop fighting the terrorists You know, every day they're still throwing rockets. If it's not from the north, it's from the south still. And you wonder how is this even possible after the Israeli army is there. And it's not everywhere. It's not everywhere in Gaza. But you imagine if the army hadn't gone into Gaza, there'd be rockets falling here constantly. You know, rockets are not funny, you know. It's not like harmless. It's not like these are things that can destroy and kill and have killed. They can kill people, animals, anything. And the fact that people in Hollywood are so stupid, they cease fire. Yes, you know what? When your house is invaded and you're not even allowed to defend yourself, that is the worst type of fascism. I think it's stupidity, to be honest, because I think in case of Hollywood, they just follow blindly all kinds of slogans. See, and they wear their pins and they don't think of what it means. Like, I would wear a pin for, like, let's say I wore a pin for awareness of women, Breast Cancer Awareness Day, the pink ribbon, the yellow ribbon to return the hostages, because these are things that are 100% morally correct. The hostages that were kidnapped have to be released. They've done nothing to deserve being kidnapped and held hostage for 5 months already. Yeah, almost half a year they're in hostage, and yet America gives help to people that hold hostages. So this could not have been possible without the cooperation of the local people, because the local people, according to witnesses that came back, helped the Hamas. They actually hide their hostages in their private homes, and it's not like they're hosting them like they're being tortured, abused, they were starved, they are abused in all sorts of ways, and yet the UN can't make a declaration without mentioning Palestinian prisoners. Palestinian prisoners have like a Hilton, you know. They're treated so well, because Israel does follow the Geneva Accords. And the Hamas is a terror group. Of course it's not going to follow the Geneva Accords. They're terrorists. So while Israeli soldiers are bringing dogs, saving them from abuse, somebody should be defending the Palestinian children from their own parents, from the society that trains them to be killers. I mean, no child should have political brainwashing them to be hateful of a group of people so much that they want to kill them. You see all these children attacking people in Zurich, Switzerland. A 15-year-old Muslim boy attacked an Orthodox Jew who did nothing, unprovocated, just because that's the way he was radicalized. And this is in Switzerland. Can you imagine in Israel what's happening in East Jerusalem and all the Arab areas? And there's also a lot of violence amongst them. And it's always very good to have a common enemy, and then it takes away a lot of people. It takes away from your own problems of your own society. So it's a way of distracting. A lot of leaders do it. Let's hate a group, and then we can distract. I'm not saying here it's not happening in some form, but not like the radicalized Islamist terrorists who they take children and take them to kill, you know. And they're teenagers, and they're getting younger all the time, because it makes Israel look bad when they shoot a teenager. But why would you send a teenager to murder someone they don't even know just because they're a Jew, Israeli? And they also kill Muslim people because A, sometimes it's mistaken identity, and B, they don't care who they kill. They just kill whoever they want. There's also Bedouin, at least one, being held hostage in Gaza. I don't understand this. I really don't understand why there's so much support for these horrible people, and how Hollywood actors can be so stupid. I understand, you know, they're not really aware of things, but why take a stand when you don't really know the issue? You don't really know what it's like to live under rocket attack. You live in your little Hollywood la-la land, and I think any American who stands with terrorists is very ignorant, and they forget 9/11. And America has this illusion that they're safe, but look at the inner city crime and school shootings. There's a lot of violence within American society, and the fact that they support a violent organization is pathetic. People that are supposed to be artists, actors, singers, and the silence of the Jewish actors, actresses, singers, for me is very, very sad. Matisiyahu, a wonderful, wonderful singer for humane causes. He has a beautiful song, Someday, wishing for peace between people. And his concert has been canceled in Chicago because of threat of pro-Palestinian group. It's not pro-Palestinian, it's pro-terror. Erase the word Palestinian. It's nothing to do with this or other ethnic identity. It has to do with supporting terrorists. Anyone who supports Palestinian causes supports terror causes. That's simple as that. Because they don't believe in peaceful coexistence. They just want to kill the other side. That's terrorists. Anyway, it's a beautiful sunny day here, thanks to the army. And every day we lose soldiers, people who have so much to live for, who don't want to die. They're not suicide. Bombers like the terrorists have. They just want to live, and they go there, the most courageous act of self-sacrifice so others can live, so their children can go to school, so their wives can go to work. Also, we have women soldiers, by the way, and it's so courageous, and it's something ingrained in Israeli society for not everybody, but most people. They want to protect. They want to protect people. They want to protect the elderly, the children, the animals we keep, everybody that's vulnerable in this society from violence and terror. Like, it's so crazy that during the Muslim holiday of Ramadan, we have to live in fear that they might explode a bomb or stab people. What kind of a religion teaches you to hate other people? And nobody's questioning that, because if you question that, you're Islamophobic. But I really don't understand that, why they don't ask questions. But I think that's a fundamental difference between Judaism and other religions, that in Judaism, I'm not talking about extreme Orthodox, people ask questions. They explore questions. We have a whole, it's a tradition of asking questions. That's why Jews are so successful in science. I wish I was, by the way. I really wanted to be a scientist when I was young. I loved asking questions. I'm still asking questions. Why is criticizing Islam considered Islamophobic, racist, whatever? But criticizing Israel is okay. It's like normal. And it's not only criticizing, but demonizing and denouncing and delegitimizing is considered normal. I don't understand that. We have so many problems within our own society, I have to say, but the biggest problem we have is that we are hated by society at large, like by the world, the free world. There's so much anti-Semitism, anti-Israel sentiments, despite the fact that Israel and the Jews contribute so much in every field of life to humanity, in science, in medicine, arts, music, literature, poetry, and yet Jews are treated so badly, as if we are quite the opposite. They treat the terrorists with kindness, and they treat people who contribute to society badly, which is why I'm happy I live here, because I wouldn't want to live in abroad where people could say all kinds of stupid, chewed up slogans. They just blindly follow like sheep without even examining the issues. Anyway, peace, light, and love from the dog park.